So just like we thought, Florida did declare that war against Bama, but Alabama actually called in some alliances. So I don't necessarily think this is going to be a walk in the park for Florida, Tennessee, or South Carolina. It will be interesting to see. We have Bama, Kentucky, North Carolina, as well as the District of Columbia, D.C. decided to join in too. I don't know how much they're going to be able to help, but we'll see. Remember, Florida is really, really strong, though. Not sure in terms of military strength just how strong they are, but it will be fascinating to see how they deal with everybody else. Luckily for Florida, they can probably grab their claims initially. I think quite quickly, actually. Where are they here? I do want to see. It's actually, oh, the war was an offensive war from Tennessee. Oh, that's interesting. So Florida might not be grabbing that much. Remember, we just checked. Tennessee didn't have any claims. That's a weird war for them to declare. Oh, but it wasn't for Alabama, was it? It was for North Carolina. I see. So Florida might still gain some land here. Yeah, Florida and North Carolina have been, we've seen that from the very beginning of the series, have not liked each other. So yeah, South Carolina and Tennessee can kind of focus on distracting North Carolina and Kentucky, while Florida actually grabs a lot of the land that they wanted already. Now, Mississippi had claims on Bama, but they are not going to move into that territory just yet. Florida might realize, though, that they are going to have to contribute a little bit if South Carolina and Tennessee can't deal with this all themselves, which I think is somewhat possible. I don't really know exactly the military strength of Kentucky or North Carolina. This is a pretty big battle here. North Carolina the attacker, Tennessee the defender. Yep, boom. North Carolina will not win that. They will be sent back, probably to Kentucky. Yep. So Florida will be able to do whatever they want. I'm guessing this is the only fort here. Yeah. So actually, there's 2 forts in Bama. So Mississippi's going after one. Is Mississippi involved? No, Mississippi's involved in their own war. The thing is, though, Mississippi also has to fight Arkansas. That's not going to go well for Mississippi. There's no way. And another 8-stack involved is going to be the difference maker there. Even if Bama has no... Actually, I don't know. Won't necessarily be the difference maker. Here comes Arkansas. Moving in. Bam. There goes Mississippi's military. And right now, already, Arkansas has a huge advantage of winning this war. Do they have claims on Mississippi? They do. So they're going to go in here, stack wipe, and that will be it. Arkansas will win this. And they will take, I think, a lot. Very, very smart move by the AI. Very smart move. Now, if Mississippi, maybe builds up a few more regiments, they might have a chance, but I don't know if they will. How many forts does Mississippi have currently? I know that they're not... Yeah, they've got 2 right now. Partly because of northern Louisiana. Yep, North Carolina's not doing so well. Florida's now coming and helping out. Here comes Tennessee, too. All right, so this will be another big win for the Deep South. Actually, they're going to lose a little bit with Mississippi. I just wanted to make sure. There's a war. Oh, my goodness. Now, that is an interesting war. And California also involved in another war, going after Arizona and Sonora. There's no way Arizona's going to win this one. Arizona's going to have a very bad time. I'm guessing California was the offensive leader, probably the offensive leader. New Brunswick still is not pieced out with New Hampshire, so we'll have to see the results of that. Massachusetts still looking pretty good. Okay, so this is actually the most interesting war that popped up. What the heck happened? Wow. Okay. So I have no idea. Everyone decided to declare war against South Dakota, I guess. Or it was that's the only piece of the puzzle that I see, unites all of these guys. Holy crap. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. That is going to be... Oh, Texas is also involved in another war. And Texas is going to try to grab back these lands they tried to get from New Mexico. I think Texas is really powerful. Notice how Texas was facing a bigger alliance, and they were facing California. They still defended themselves very well. I think that even if they have to face these 2 Mexican states, I think they're going to be okay, and they'll be very successful in doing so, even if Florida isn't contributing much. All right, so I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled because there are a lot of wars that are going on. Mississippi they're going to lose their war against Arkansas. We know that for now, for sure. New Brunswick at 50 war score. They're still sitting on this New Hampshire war for some reason. Tennessee at 29 war score, so they're going to take a lot from North Carolina, I think. They could take more if they wanted to. So it's Wisconsin, Ontario, and Iowa versus Minnesota and Illinois. That was one of the wars that had popped up. Oh my gosh. I don't think they can face all 4 of these Canadian provinces. I don't think Montana, North Dakota, and North Dakota are going to do very well. Ontario already over here. Actually, I don't know. Because Ontario is technically going to be helping out, I don't know. They are facing a lot of states, though. This, I don't know what would happen. It looks like it's too chaotic to tell, to be honest. Looks way too chaotic to tell. I think Ontario is going to be successful against Wisconsin. But as for the states versus the provinces of Canada, I don't know. Yeah, so Wisconsin is the defender. Wait a second. Minnesota is the defender against Wisconsin. It was Wisconsin that called in Ontario. But Ontario has claims, so they might be getting a little bit of land out of this deal too. And for some reason, but Ontario is just going straight in for Minnesota. They're not even worried about the wars against, well, they're not at war. Ah, I see. Ontario isn't technically at war with these provinces here. I see. Makes it a little bit more clear now. Let's keep this war against California and Arizona in mind. We know a few results. I think California is going to win big here in Arizona. They're going to win big here. Texas is going to be winning big in New Mexico against the Mexican states. And Arkansas is going to have success. Lots of success here. Florida's going to have lots of success here too. New Brunswick, if they haven't pieced out yet, will have success. So those conflicts are pretty much over. I'll try to keep an eye on them, but I mean, we know for a fact that, or not for a fact, we have a pretty good idea that it's going to be pretty one-sided. So I'm going to try to keep my eyes on the north because these seem to be the conflicts that could, I think, go either way. Really depends. So Utah, Wyoming, oh geez, so they're separate wars. I see. But why? So I think it was South Carolina declaring an offensive war. There's probably 3 wars they're involved in. Yes. Now I get you. They're the defender against Wisconsin. They're the attacker against Montana. And the defender against Wyoming. So if the Canadian provinces decide to not really deal with them too much, which they might not, then South Carolina might be in a really rough point. This is too chaotic to tell so early on. What happened here? Oh, that war's still going on. And, yeah, too chaotic to tell at this point here. Arkansas, what's going on with Arkansas? Arkansas has, oh, did Bama join in? Oh, Bama's back. I see. Oh, the war's over. Alabama didn't get anything taken away, so they got very, very lucky in that case. But still, Mississippi's going to be kind of screwed. Tennessee took 1 province from North Carolina. That's it. They could have probably asked for a little bit more. Surprised they didn't take more. Yes, very shocked by that. Okay, well, keep an eye on Texas. How's Texas doing? Ooh, you know what? Texas is not doing that well. They lost a few. They're going to have to reunite with... oh, no, that's the Mexican state. But Florida's out of their war, which means Florida's going to come save the day for Texas. If they were close to losing, they're going to come to save the day. And we'll see what California takes. How's South Dakota? Looks like they are almost under... No, they're not under full occupation. Ontario, how you guys doing here? Doing okay, and boom, yes, New Hampshire has been put back to traditional New Hampshire territory. Quebec, I think, grabbed back one of their lands, right? Wasn't this part of Quebec originally? I think so, and New Brunswick took 2. So, there you go. New Brunswick is a little slightly back, ever so slightly back. We might see a war between New Brunswick and New Hampshire. Oh, no, they won't. New Hampshire, or I'm sorry, Massachusetts is allied to Ontario. And I don't think anyone's going to want to mess with Ontario. Not at the moment. South Carolina, or South Dakota, I don't know why. I'm getting the the Dakotas and the Carolinas confused. Is Iowa involved? Iowa is involved. So again, I don't know what's going to happen with these states. That would be pretty crazy. Here's Texas back with a 20 stack. Florida is not maybe contributing as much as we thought. I saw that they were coming over. Oh, Florida has 8,000 men, though, here. So Oklahoma and Texas, maybe I overrated them a little bit. Maybe even with California, too. I'm surprised that Arizona got themselves an occupation. Well, it's because they're just able to move freely. I think that's why. How much is Nevada contributing? About 10,000? Still seems like a pretty big war score. They'll probably still have a big war score. Let's see if there's any other wars, and I want to check the war scores as well, having this in the background. Mississippi losing their war, negative 36. We have Missouri, Illinois, and Michigan. When did that pop up? Missouri winning this single-handedly because I don't know why. Okay, well, Missouri might be doing a little bit better. Wisconsin winning their war with Ontario, 24 war score. Wyoming fighting South Dakota on their own. They have positive war score, 20, surprisingly. Dang, that's crazy. So let me look at Missouri and how they're doing. So will this be the end of Illinois? It looks like it. Are they fighting this by themselves? It looks like they are. So Illinois might be completely destroyed here. Again, they might not be destroyed forever. We did see the revival of West Virginia, I think last video or maybe a video before that. I'd love to see Wyoming do good here. I believe, aren't they in terms of population, the smallest state? I thought they were, but I don't know about that. Okay, so Oklahoma and Texas kind of pushing back. Problem is that they still haven't dealt with the Mexican military. So Texas is not having a good time. California going after the final, let's see here. This is a fort. Is this a fort? It is not. So this would be the final fort that they'd have to grab over Arizona. Wow, Arizona's got some forts on them. Oh, they've got 3. Bam. Whoa. So California did not, they did not care. They took everything. They didn't think twice about that. They took everything from Arizona completely. So 2 states eliminated for sure in the Southwest, New Mexico and Arizona. I don't know if California's going to be able to hold on to this stuff, though. And they're going to make a lot of people very angry. Oregon's already very angry at them. Boom, South Dakota is out of their war, just fighting that war against Wyoming. Montana didn't lose anything. They actually grabbed a province. And so did Nebraska. There you go. So South Dakota is divided up into, there's North Dakota, there's Middle Dakota, and now there's South Dakota. If that stays the same, I think Wyoming's going to take this for themselves, though. Wisconsin grabbing a few provinces away from Minnesota. Ontario did not get any gains from that war. So Wisconsin looking pretty good. We'll see if Illinois gets taken over completely. I believe they will. And I can't believe Arkansas hasn't pulled the trigger and taken over Mississippi yet. They have Alabama here, too, to help them. They both have claims to these lands as well. Texas going to win a battle, but it doesn't matter. I'm shocked. I can't believe they're not able to do this. Can't believe Texas wasn't able. I mean, maybe there's something under the surface that we're not anticipating for. I'm also surprised that these guys didn't have a way bigger impact. I thought they would. I figured that they would have a way bigger impact. Oh, you're still at war. You guys are still fighting it out here. So there must have been a separate war. I need to keep that in mind. I need to try to learn more about... so I think that these guys look smaller. No? No, everything in the north looks like it is the same. The only one that's been aggressive is Ontario so far. Maybe New Brunswick. I'd say that they've been pretty aggressive as well. Ooh, there it goes. There's the peace deal. Bama taking 3 provinces. Arkansas not taking any. So I guess because they were just helping out their ally, they gave it all to Bama. Maybe not the best choice there, right? I wouldn't say that's the best choice. Yeah, Japan, like I said, still uniting. Missouri at 84 war score over Illinois. Maybe they're trying to separate piece some of the states. Yeah, and so this is what's happening. We have Canadian provinces versus states, and the states have kind of unified. I didn't realize Oregon was involved in this war. Montana, Oregon, Utah, North Dakota, and I don't know who this is, Nebraska, all unifying to take and stop the Canadian provinces from moving into more of U.S. territory. That's a way bigger story than I thought. That's a really big story, but they've got 15 war scores so far, so they might take over Montana here. I don't think Montana is going to be too successful. Western Australia versus Southern Australia. We have Wyoming still in their war. Yeah, that's a way bigger story than I thought. Oh, is it over? No, that's something else. That was them for North Dakota. So North Dakota lost 2 provinces. So there is still North Dakota. Wait, did Wyoming peace out? No, not yet. Okay. Let me check on briefly because we haven't been checking in on Australia because Australia's going to have, you know, obviously less things going on in it. Ooh. Yeah, so Southern Australia and New South Wales not going to be doing so well. But we'll see who's the biggest beneficiary from these wars. Again, there's still going to be a lot of fun to be had in Australia because just because there's going to be less nations doesn't mean there's still going to be a fight for that continent. So Texas has made a comeback, I'm guessing because of Florida. Yep, Florida sent over 16,000 men, which is going to give Texas the advantage. We might see a California-Texas border here very soon. California still has their same alliances. Boom! Whoa! What happened here, Montana? You got a little bit aggressive, man. You got a little bit aggressive. And you now border Alaska. Alright, so hopefully you maybe get a good friendship up with Alaska. So maybe Montana's going to be doing better than we thought. Wow, Montana, that is insane. I am shocked. Oh, Missouri's pieced out. Missouri took 1 province away from Nebraska. And yes, Illinois has been destroyed. Wisconsin also picking up a province to the south. So Wisconsin looking good. Missouri looking good. Montana looks good, but they only took 2 provinces, so they look bigger than they actually are. California, I think Texas is going to make a big gain here. They're more than likely going to grab, I think, a lot now that Florida is actually coming and helping them out. Yeah, here's Florida and Oklahoma. You are so lucky, Texas. You are very, very lucky. And as long as you keep up that alliance, wow, everybody likes Texas. Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama. Very hated by California and the Mexican states. Oh, California likes this Mexican state here, moving up into New Mexico. That's interesting. What else do we see? Lots of hatred. The United States definitely kind of starting to become more unified, but there's still a lot left to be done. This is like the final, I think, Canadian province war versus the northern states of the U.S. And anyways, guys, looks like I'm going to have to stop right there, though. Still pretty fun campaign. It is 1471. Again, I don't necessarily... Ooh, Texas did peace out. They separate pieced with somebody. And they might even take even more. They better watch that overextension because they look like they're going to take a lot here. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.